Hello, today is June 3rd, 2024. I just changed the locks on my doors in my apartment here at 1195 Rue Montcalm, apartment 312. I still seem to be having some sort of issues with the people breaking into my room and stealing my stuff and tainting my food and tainting my water. I've now been pressed to the point where I feel like it is my duty and my absolute responsibility to kind of check everybody that's kind of working around me. I've been engaged to this thing for the purpose, I feel like, a communal well-being. And there's all these things that are happening to me, and I'm really not happy with how I am being treated. Um, One of the things that they've been doing is they've been lacing my food with some chemical sodium, that is putting a layer of fat on my lower abdomen. And I've noticed amongst the Hasidic, Greek, Arab, purportedly practicing Jews that some of them are rather heavy set, and they're rather 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 just rather thick, and they're to the point of being immobilized. And that's not really what I got into this Judaism and Islam thing for. I didn't get into this thing to be a dirty cop. I didn't get into this thing to make money for the Vatican or make money with the Vatican. And I feel like somebody somewhere is either lying about me, or somebody is imposing their transgressions on me for the sole purpose of trying to get away with something. And one of those things that they might be trying to do is getting away with imposing on something for the sole purpose of hurting me, or degrading me, or degenerating me. The way that I feel right now is I'm not going to spend the rest of my life at the synagogue with those heavyset guys studying scrolls, and live my life to the point where I'm this old man who is just not capable of much of anything. The whole point that I got involved with this Judaism and Islam thing was I felt like I could be detrimental to the cause of helping to bring the world together and fighting off our oppressors and creating a utopian ideal where we could be 20 forever, and where we could not die, and where we could grow food and study and use spears and swords and all kinds of interesting weapons, and studying to train militarily, globally and communally and together. But it doesn't seem like whoever it is that's responsible for me here really wants that for me, or wants that for the community and the global community. So I'm going out of my way to let you know right now that whoever you are putting this stuff on my food, you're not getting away with it. I would much rather sacrifice my life in defense of the utopian ideal and in defense of my body. And I'm not going to submit to being put under your Greek Arab Vatican cronies, or your Greek Arab FBI Vatican cronies. I'm fairly certain that Judaism and Islam are real things, even if they were created recently, because it doesn't make sense that Judaism and Islam purport a body of law that is tied to a legal system, but Christianity is the only real faith. If Christianity is the only real faith, and Christianity isn't real, then Judaism and Islam don't matter, and it doesn't really matter where I'm working, or it doesn't really matter where I live, and it really doesn't matter what I believe or what I worship. But ever since I've been circumcised, I'm not masturbating. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that somebody would have a problem with where I'm working if the whole point of the Ten Commandments is to assert a body of law that makes you worship the one true God, but somebody's trying to use this as some sort of infraction against me and punish me for something that somebody else is doing. So if I haven't been masturbating ever since I've been circumcised, then there's all these other things that I have like some sort of level of degree of protection. I'm sincere about worshiping God, It has something to do with intelligent design, and I'm sincere about being of service to the global population, but someone keeps trying to keep me under dirty cops, and I think somebody is deliberately going out of their way to pass me off as some sort of Russian, Greek, Arab group that doesn't really worship God and really just kind of screws around, and I don't even know what. I came to Montreal with a sincere interest in Judaism and a sincere interest in Islam. I've had a sincere interest in those things for about 10 years now. But if the utopian ideal is not what we're doing, and I don't have the capacity to assert those qualities, Judaism and Islam, then none of these things are really important. If I can't get the natives their things back, and we're not doing the let's build an awesome superhuman world where we're all psychic and time traveling, then I don't really want to be a part of this world, and there's nobody for me to marry. I can't get my sons and my daughters back. I can't avenge my father. I can't do much of anything. They don't let me read. They don't let me train, and I'm being harassed by police, and I'm being harassed by military agents, and I'm being harassed by intelligence agents when I feel like I'm supposed to be here and I'm supposed to be of service, but everybody keeps harming me and keeps slowing me and inhibiting my cerebral capacity to the point where I'm really not capable of thinking clearly, and I'm really not capable of analyzing problems and thinking them through. I've been playing Lumosity on my phone, and I can't even play like the simplest games because somebody obstructs me from trying to develop my cerebral capacity. I have a feeling that there's a clone version of me somewhere around here studying to work jobs for like the French English mob or the North American French English mob. And I'm relatively ready to die, so I don't really know what they're taking their time for. But I'm also ready to do the diplomatic thing if that's what you want to do. If you want to do the diplomatic thing and you want me to help amend these laws and you want me to help expose genetic engineering and human enslavement, which I think is what you want me to do, that I'm more than happy to do that. If you don't want me to do that, and if you want to throw down and you want to fight, that here I am. I mean, it's obvious you know where I live, but you guys, you haven't shot me. And you guys just do silly little things like poison my food and then stop me from working out and stop me from reading and writing. I'm ready to go. I've been ready to go for the past 10 years now. And I've been ready to go for the past 7 years now. And I'm not the one that's keeping you around. I didn't spend the last 100 years making you. And I didn't spend the last 10 years keeping you alive. I wouldn't keep you alive. You guys know who you are. I wouldn't keep you alive, and I wouldn't stick my neck out for you guys, and I wouldn't vouch for you guys, and I'm not at all interested in keeping you or your families alive. So, that being said, this is like my final warning. I'm not interested in your pagan cults. I'm going to throw myself at this Judaism thing and this Islam thing wholeheartedly. I do not believe that I have not manifested God. I believe that I've manifested an understanding, and I believe that there is some good here, somewhere around here. I believe that there is some good somewhere out there in the world. It doesn't make sense to me that this world would have this level of structure and be in this level of intact, and that the people in charge selectively bred themselves out of monkeys. Those things don't sound true to me. Like somebody had to have made these people that are in charge. I mean, the only other possible conclusion would be that humans from a different past went back in time and refined our historical happenings. Either that or we're just in a giant computer and none of these things matter. But if Judaism and Islam are not true and they're not real, then Christianity really doesn't matter either. And it doesn't matter if I'm working at Ultra Food or if I'm working at Pharmaprix or if I'm working at a cathedral, because it's only Christianity and nothing matters. So Judaism and Islam have to assert some level of importance and some level of law and some level of structure. If Judaism and Islam are not true and they're not real, then nothing matters. and they're just going to keep harassing me and attacking me. And I know that they used to poison my father's food when I was living in Montebello, California, and Whittier in California. And he used to sweat profusely, and he used to always have sweat stains, and he used to be kind of heavy. But I guess I'm just surrounded by a bunch of agents and military operatives that get bullied. I think that my practicing has to be in some way, shape, or form tied to my abilities in some way if I'm not masturbating. I mean, if a state operation went out of their way to make sure that I wouldn't masturbate after I was circumcised, and that seems kind of important. A man has never put his penis in my mouth and then ejaculated out of deriving pleasure from putting his penis in my mouth. That sounds kind of important. A man has never ejaculated in my anus or inserted his penis wholly in my anus, and this sounds kind of important. I jerked off a transvestite in North Hollywood, and I also had a penis put to my anus, but and I've had penises in my mouth, but I've never orally climaxed any men or anything like that. And I don't know, this just sounds completely bizarre and completely strange. And I'm tied to the English language and tied to the French language and tied to the Spanish language, but I'm not getting married. So I guess when the police come to try to deport me or to arrest me, we're going to see if this Abrahamic covenant thing is really true. And I guess that's also a thing that's also in the Torah. You know, it's like, oh, well, we will do this thing and we'll do that thing, and then we will see if this was truly a message from our true God. So I guess we're all going to throw down, or I'm going to throw down, and we're going to see whether or not I'm really protected by the covenant of Abraham. If I'm not, oh well, nothing seems to be particularly important. I don't particularly feel that important to all the right people. I feel like I've got this certain level of attention, and I'm sincere about trying to throw myself at being of service to the people of the world. But the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to let you send me to a prison, and I'm not going to submit to being a dirty cop, and I'm not going to submit to being some expendable soldier who's working under the authority of someone who poisons their subjects by dirtying their food so that they're immobilized and not capable of exercising and not capable of defending themselves. I just simply refuse. I would much rather you take my life, and I would much rather fight in defense of my life than submit to something like that. I'm not at all aware of any real relationship with the Russian Bob Dylan family or the George Harrison family or the John Lennon family or any of those celebrity families. I'm not really at all okay with wrestling with Jimi Hendrix. I know for a fact that none of those people count as messengers of God, and those are not the people that I want to wrestle with, and those are not the people that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I'm not interested in being their celebrity or their patsy. And I'm sincerely interested in being of service to humanity. My role models when it comes to behavior are people like, Emmett Brown of the Back to the Future and Goku of the Dragon Ball franchise, and Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, and the whole cast of friendly superheroes that don't do screwed up things like this and don't do screwed up things like that. So I'm falling in line, and I'm responding to the people that I believe are reliable English and French and Spanish and Asian agents. I mean, if the Bruce Lee franchises were made for me, and if the Back to the Future franchises were made for me, then somewhere I have to have some sort of an Irish fan, somewhere I have to have some sort of a Greek fan, and somewhere I have to have some sort of a Chinese fan, and somewhere I have to have some sort of a Japanese fan. And I'm following through for these people, completely expecting that we will accomplish the utopian ideal. But this is not how I'm going to do it. It doesn't seem like my team is exposing the right people here in Montreal. It doesn't seem like my team is doing what it is that they're supposed to be doing. And I feel like I have all these cool little things, but I think that what it is that's happening is someone's just more interested in using my identity than actually catering to me so that I can follow through and make those dreams a reality for everybody. Fountains of Wayne, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, all these different things. So you're getting fair warning. I'm not letting you take me in. I've come here, completely expecting to have people engage me diplomatically for the sole purpose of trying to figure this mess out and avoid economic collapse and help build another better foundation for humanity to springboard into the future. But everybody would rather shit and piss on me, and everybody would rather put terrible things about Europeans and Africans in my head, and everybody would much rather beat on me and use me to insult Inuits and Asians and Russians, specifically Persian Russians, I guess. I don't know. If this is Europe at its best, then something is severely wrong, and I'm completely willing to work with Europe and try to help salvage everything. But it doesn't sound like that's what anybody here is particularly interested in. I don't think I have any real contact with the English and French governments, and I think that maybe in 5-10 years or something, somebody's going to say, oh man, we had him here and he tried to do this thing, but we totally screwed up because we trusted, fucking Dickhead 1 and Dickhead 2 and Dickhead 3 and Dickhead 4 and Dickhead number 479, and you know how those guys always, love playing with each other's anuses and penises. So that's life. I'm not okay with being whatever it is that you think that I ought to be. I've had my orders, I'm following through. If I lose my life in defense of 2/3 of the world's population, then that's acceptable. If I lose my life in defense of the little girls that were raped on my behalf, then that's acceptable. If I die in defense of my father, then that's acceptable. If I die in defense of my native uncles and my Asian uncles and maybe even my Greek Arab uncles, righteous and salvageable where they may be, then that's acceptable. I'm really not interested in being whatever it is that you're trying to limit me to and whatever it is you're trying to restrain me to. It's a fight, and here I am, and I'm not the one that's a chicken, because you know my name, you know how I look, and you know where I live. But you just want to play tiddlywinks because you would rather play with your boyfriend's anuses or something. So, that being said, that's life. And here I am, and either I'm ready and you're not ready, or you're not who you say you are, and either you're a cheesy criminal or you're a criminal cheese dick cop. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your name is. I don't know what tribe you represent. I don't know what you're fighting for. You're a sterile remote control animal and you won't leave me alone. So that's life. Maybe I'm the slow bird, and maybe I got caught so I wouldn't have any more babies. But if this slow bird's chance is to try to correct things for all of you, and I die, well then guess what? You're all slow birds and you're not having any more babies at all anyway. Unless of course you know something that I don't, which I don't care one way or the other, because I don't care about anything. If Judaism isn't real and Islam isn't real and there aren't bodies of Arabs that believe and purport and practice these things and adhere to these things, and I can't defend the natives, and I really don't care about anything at all. So peace and blessings upon all the righteous and salvageable members of humanity, and cursed unto death be the oppressors of humanity and all their families and all their friends. May they die slow, painful, agonizing deaths, and may they greet their demise in the worst way possible. Au revoir.